Good day everyone, I'm Juby Papaya. I am going to discuss about the nutrient cycling. So what is nutrient cycling? Nutrient cycling refers to the continuous movement and transformation of essential elements among soils, plants, microorganisms, and in some cases, the atmosphere. So the soil fertility is therefore not defined solely by nutrient quantity but by the soil's capacity to supply nutrients in plant available forms through biological and chemical processes. So these transformations are governed primarily by microbial activity and environment conditions such as temperature, moisture, aeration, and soil pH. So in tropical environments, high temperature and intense rainfall accelerate biological and chemical reactions. So it results into rapid nutrient turnover. However, this acceleration also increases vulnerability to nutrient losses. So the following discussion or the processes about nutrient cycling such as we will examine the nitrogen cycle, the phosphorus, the potassium cycles, and explain the critical role of organic inputs in sustaining these processes. So, the nitrogen cycle, nitrogen, chemical, a symbol N, big letter N. It is primarily macronutrient essential for amino acids, proteins, nucleic acids, and chlorophyll. So, it directly influences vegetative growth and photosynthetic capacity. So, despite its abundance in the atmosphere, nitrogen available in soil is frequently limited due to its complex biochemical transformations. So nitrogen fixation, first process. So, atmospheric nitrogen or N2 is biologically inert and unavailable to plants. So, through biological nitrogen fixation, certain microorganisms convert nitrogen into ammonia, NH4+, in soil solution. So, symbiotic bacteria such as Rhizobium associated with legumes play more role in this process. So, nitrogen fixation represents the principal pathway through which atmospheric nitrogen enters terrestrial ecosystems. So in agricultural systems, particularly in tropical regions, legumes contribute significantly to nitrogen inputs through biological fixation. So next is the mineralization or the ammonification. So organic nitrogen present in plant residues, manure, and soil organic matter is converted into ammonium, NH4+, by soil microorganisms through mineralization. So, the rate of mineralization depends on soil temperature, moisture, aeration, and the carbon to nitrogen. To C:N ratio of organic materials. So, in tropical climates, elevated temperature, meaning taas, accelerate microbial activity. So, it increases mineralization rates. However, rapid mineralization may lead to greater nitrogen losses if plant uptake does not occur concurrently. So, another process is the nitrification. So, what is nitrification? So, in a well-aerated soils, nitrifying bacteria convert ammonium into nitrite, NO3 negative, through nitrification. So, from NH4 positive to NO2 negative to NO3 negative. So, nitrate is highly soluble and readily absorbed by plants. So, however, because it is negatively charged, no, it does not bind strongly to soil particles and is therefore susceptible to leaching, particularly under high rainfall conditions. So, in tropical soils, intense precipitation increases risk of nitrate leaching. So, it reduces nitrogen use efficiency and contributing to environmental losses. So another process is the assimilation. So in assimilation, the plants absorb the nitrogen as NH4 plus or NO3 negative and incorporate it into amino acids and proteins through assimilation. So this stage represents the biological utilization of nitrogen and its conversion into plant biomass. So another process is the denitrification. So under anaerobic condition, denitrifying bacteria convert nitrate into gaseous forms such as nitrous oxide or N2O and the nitrogen gas into releasing nitrogen back into the atmosphere. So this process represents a permanent loss of plant available nitrogen from the soil system. So in tropical soils, prone to heavy rainfall and temporarily waterlogging. Denitrification can significantly reduce nitrogen retention while contributing to greenhouse gas emission. So overall, the nitrogen cycle is highly dynamic, biologically mediated, and vulnerable to both leaching and gaseous losses. So let's go to the phosphorus cycle. Phosphorus chemical process. So let's go to the phosphorus cycle. Phosphorus chemical term for phosphorus is letter P or the big P. It is essential for energy transfer through adenosine triphosphate or ATP. No. So, nucleic acid synthesis and membrane structure. Unlike nitrogen, phosphorus does not have a gaseous phase and cycles primarily within the soil plant system. So, its origin and withering. So, the phosphorus originates from the phosphate-containing minerals in parent material. So, through withering, now, phosphate ions are gradually released into soil solution. However, this process is slow, particularly in high-withered tropical soils. So, let's go to the phosphorus fixation. So the phosphorus fixation, the ability is strongly influenced by soil pH. So in acidic tropical soils, phosphate ions react with iron. Chemical term for iron is Fe. No? Chemical symbol is Fe. And aluminum, Al. No? Oxides to form insoluble compounds. So, in alkaline soils, phosphate may react with calcium, also reducing availability. So, highly withered Philippine soils commonly experience phosphorus fixation due to the dominance of iron and aluminum oxides. So, as a result, phosphorus deficiency is widespread despite measurable total phosphorus levels. So, it is important to distinguish phosphorus fixation, a chemical reaction in which phosphate ions form insoluble compounds with iron, aluminum, or calcium from biological immobilization. So, a microbial process in which phosphorus is temporarily incorporated into microbial biomass. So, during decomposition and later released upon microbial turnover. So, let's go to the uptake and recycling. So, plants absorb phosphorus as orthophosphate ions. So, chemical symbol is H2PO4 negative and HPO4 2 negative. So, when plant residues decompose, phosphorus is released back into the soil through microbial activity. However, once released, phosphate may again undergo fixation depending on soil chemical conditions. So, thus, phosphorus recycling or cycling is tropical soils. In tropical soils is often constrained more by chemical immobilization processes than by atmospheric loose pathways. So let's go to the potassium cycle. So the potassium, the chemical symbol is letter K, big letter K. So it is essential for enzyme activation. So and osmotic regulation and stomatal functioning. So although it does not form structural organic molecules, it is critical for plant physiological stability. So there are forms in soil. So potassium exists in 3 forms. So first is solution potassium, which is immediately available. Then exchangeable potassium, which is absorbed to clay and organic matter surface. We have also the mineral-bound potassium, so within the primary minerals. So withering gradually releases mineral-bound potassium into exchangeable and solutions forms. So the retention of exchangeable potassium is strongly influenced by the soil's cation exchange capacity, CEC. So, soils with higher clay and organic matter content possess greater negative charge size capable of absorbing and temporarily holding potassium ions against leaching. So, we have the mobility and loss. So, unlike nitrogen, potassium does not undergo gaseous loss. Unlike phosphorus, it does not strongly precipitate under most soil conditions. So, it primarily lost pathway in leaching, particularly in sandy soils or high rainfall environments. So, in tropical climates, intense rainfall accelerates potassium movement beyond the root zone. So the removal of crop residues further depletes potassium reserves because a significant portion of plant potassium remains insoluble form within the plant tissues. So our references is from the Brady and Wills 2007, Usman 2013, and that's all of my report.